These five stocks are the most likely to get hit hard by this new DeepSeek AI. My name is Zach. I'm an exclusive analyst in the Stock Dads Discord, and I trade everything stock, options, and futures related. In this video, I'm going to talk about the new DeepSeek Chinese AI that was just released and developed and why it could be super disruptive for some stocks on the exchange. For those that don't know what DeepSeek is, it's a Chinese AI program that apparently just somewhat recently got released. And apparently the kicker here is that it only cost 5.6 million to create. The reason why this is an issue for certain stocks is because stocks like Nvidia, Meta, and many others spent hundreds of millions or even billions in crowdfunding trying to raise money for AI purposes. Even though DeepSeek as of now is supposedly better than ChatGPT and can be really beneficial for day-to-day stuff, it's going to be very, very impactful on certain stocks. Number one is Nvidia. Obviously, it's the biggest chip maker in the world, the largest market cap in the world, and as of today, just broke the record for largest market cap decrease in a single day. This is a no-brainer here as it's the biggest company and heavily impacted by all of this news. And the technicals are telling me right now it could possibly be in trouble. If you look at Nvidia right here and you go to the monthly chart, for example, it's now underneath the monthly 8 EMA. While we still have a lot of time to kind of see, the rest of the week out and see what happens here if it bounces or not, we have not closed underneath the monthly 8 EMA since we flipped to an uptrend in February 2023. So this name has been an uptrend for 2 years, going from $20 to about 150, and has never closed once under the monthly 8 EMA in that time. In that time, we've tested it 7 different times, but nonetheless have never closed underneath it. So that could be a big, big red flag. If Nvidia does break the support here around this 118, 120 area, which is also the monthly 8 EMA, the next support up would be about 110, and then the monthly 20 EMA sitting sub 100 at around $94, $95. It, of course, could be too early to tell what happens exactly with these names, but I wanted to bring these names to light in case you own them or are thinking about buying them. And now number 2 on this list is AVGO or Broadcom, another chip company. This one's getting absolutely slammed as well, down 18% today. In my opinion, this name doesn't look as bad as Nvidia, but of course, all these names are kind of move in tandem here. So this is kind of my plan as of now. I'm going to look to see if we can potentially fill the gap around 180, 181 on AVGO. Looking at this, though, we are right now at the weekly 20 EMA. So if this name were to hold, it probably will do so right here. Again, if not, we likely will see lower, go down to that monthly 8 EMA, which is sitting around that 178.1 area, and then a potential bounce from there. Again, this chart is looking slightly better than Nvidia, so I would probably go here over Nvidia at this time. But again, it still could be too early to tell, but this is definitely one that I'm going to have on watch. Number 3 was one of my most recent favorite names to trade, absolutely slammed, VRT. VRT at the time of recording this is down 30% in just one day. We've dropped from 146 down to a sub 100 on the day, or right around that $100 mark. This name also is very, very damaged. The higher time frames possibly still could be okay, but we were well underneath the weekly EMAs at this moment in time, and we're right at the monthly 8 EMA. So similar to Nvidia, we don't really know which direction it's going to head just yet. The monthly has not yet closed. We still have 4 more days to complete that. However, a monthly close underneath that, we should also see some more downside down to around that $78 or so. Again, I'm not saying that these names are a sell or a buy. I'm just kind of trying to highlight names that could be impacted one way or another. If we do see that this DeepSeek AI is not going to be as big of a competitor, or maybe some of these other names make more innovative changes and kind of combat DeepSeek head on, these could be absolutely steals of a buy. But again, as of right now, at the time of recording this, January 27th, it could be too early to tell. Number 4 is another name that I had some huge success with starting out this year, 2025, is CRDO. Absolutely slammed as well, down 33% today. Another data center stock. Again, kind of the same plan as AVGO here. The higher time frames don't look as bad as Nvidia, and I'm basically just looking for this earnings gap to get filled around this $49, $50 area, which also is somewhat near that monthly 8 EMA. Any type of dip down to that $45 to $50 area is where I would consider buying again, even if only for a short-term bounce. Again, some of these names, we may never see the highs again. Probably unlikely, but you never know in the world of stocks, right? And so all we can do as traders is find areas that we deem undervalued, or maybe areas that we want to buy in at least a portion of, and then we'll look for areas also to, take our profit. CRDO, looking at this chart right here, like I said, I want to fill that daily gap from the earnings move, and then from there we can look for some higher upside. This could be another area we hold this general 55, 56 area, which is the weekly 20 EMA. But overall, I still do think there's slightly more downside to come, and so I'm going to be very cautious with any new longs. Before I get into the last stock, if you guys like the way I do my analysis, please do me a favor, drop this video a like, subscribe, and even join the Discord if you're not already in there, and join me and the team every single day on live voice chat to get full access to our entire team's trade ideas. So last but not least, this name was actually my biggest trade of 2024, and ANET. Number 5 ANET as of now is down 23% on the day. This name pre-split was one of my favorite names to trade up until recently. Daily, weekly, and monthly uptrend. Obviously now we have this upper wick to the upside, which isn't the most ideal scenario here, but again, we could retest that monthly 8 EMA and bounce from there. But at the time, this name was about 3x the price of what it was before, and I took the daily 1, 2, 3 right here. The post earnings trade absolutely soared, had about a 6% day or so the next day with that gap up, and I made $12,000 on that trade. So it kind of pains me a bit to see this name getting hit so hard, and hopefully all these names in general do bounce back, and anyone who's holding or planning on buying gets an amazing return. So that's all, guys. These are the 5 stocks of the many, many stocks on my watch list that I think can get absolutely slammed and potentially see more downside due to the DeepSeek AI. We obviously don't know what's going to happen next. We're in a pretty awkward time of uncertainty, especially at the time of recording this. We have FOMC in a couple of days. So at the very least, guys, whether you own this or planning on owning it or don't want to touch it, keep these names on watch for the next couple of days, couple of weeks, and see how they react. Again, I appreciate everybody who tuned into this video. Have a good rest of the day, and I'll catch you in the next one.